How's it going, Liverpool family, and welcome back to the Anfield Road Wolves channel, ARW Now. I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Tino. I'm a 20-year-old student from Hull studying law, and obviously I'm a massive Liverpool fan. It's the whole point of being on this channel, I guess. We've got to be a Liverpool fan. Some of you may recognise my voice from the podcast series we did last season, the Off the Cuff series, where we gave our initial thoughts and reactions to the matches that had just been played. If you want to check out the podcasts, any of them at all, go ahead to our website, www.anfieldroadwolves.com. Also on the website, we've got some blogs and articles that some of the lads have written, so go check it out. It'd be amazing if you did. But for this video, what I want to talk to you about is the loans, the players last season that went on loan to clubs around Europe, clubs in the league, and even some of lads actually did quite well. The first guy I want to talk to you about is Mamadou Sakho. He didn't do quite well. He, in terms of his Liverpool career, it's 100% over. Everybody knows that. It's sort of gone downhill. He got exiled from the Liverpool squad and then sent on loan to Palace after being put in the reserves. And it's all his own doing. It's not like he can blame it on anyone else. He's single-handedly ruined his own Liverpool career, which is a shame because he's a solid player. He played amazingly last season for Palace. The 8 games he spent on loan, no goals, no assists, few clean sheets, but the 8 games he was a leader, he was a commander at the back. He was their best player, and it was proved. In the 8 games he played, only 8 games, he was named Crystal Palace's player of the season, which is slightly, I guess, from a Palace perspective, that's slightly depressing because your players must have been really horrific for a guy who came on loan in January to get player of the season. But yeah, everybody knows what happened last season. I think the final straw for Liverpool fans especially was the game against Palace, where he was sat on Palace's bench at Anfield. And when Benteke scored, as you all know, former Liverpool player, he did some handshake or something and was celebrating with him, which, considering he still plays for the club technically, I think it's a disgrace. Obviously everybody knows his career's over at Anfield, 100%. He's come back. I think he'll be on holiday now probably, but he'll come back and get sold. I think Palace are interested in him. Liverpool reportedly want the 20 million or at least 20 million what we signed him for. We signed him from PSG, obviously. And I think for 20 million, I think for Palace that'd be a steal because he was absolutely rock solid for them last season and played really well. So I hope he has he leaves, obviously, because you don't want a player on however much, like 50, 60 grand wages, maybe even more, sitting in your reserves. You could invest that somewhere else, somewhere the money would be spent better. But yeah, obviously, never ever going to play a game for Liverpool again. The second guy I want to talk about is Lloyd Jones. He is a young centre-back. He's had a few loans. At the start of the season, he went on loan to where did he go on loan to? He went on loan to Swindon. Of course he did. I did do research, I promise you guys. He went on loan to Swindon. It wasn't the greatest loan for him, to be honest. He hasn't played that well. He didn't play that well at all. 29 appearances is not bad. 2 goals, that's in all competitions, so that includes the Premier League 2 in the reserve for Liverpool, the brief spell he had. He struggled to make an impact, to be honest, for Swindon. It was partly down to his own fault. He sort of casually got arrested for assault and then got sent back to Liverpool, so his loan at Swindon ended earlier than expected. And to be honest, I'm very, very surprised that Liverpool didn't release him. Obviously, last Friday, they announced the retain and release list, and there were some notable lads who got released. Manager obviously retired. Jack Dunn got released, who we'll be talking about not in this video, but the next video. And yeah, I'm surprised he didn't get released, to be honest, because he is, in my opinion, nowhere near starting. He's around the edge that he should be playing first team football. He should be playing week in, week out, and being in the reserve for Liverpool isn't helping anybody. I think we should honestly sell him this summer, get however much, 100,000 of pounds we can get for him. And yeah, I think he'd be better off going to maybe a League 2 team, League 1 team. So yeah, it was a poor spell for the guy. It was such a shame. It was a poor spell. So like I say, guys, I hope he gets sold. Sounds harsh to say, but he's, like I said, he's nowhere near the Liverpool starting lineup. He's got a lot of potential, but he's not living up to it. And I think his time should be up. I'd be very surprised if he stays. If he does, I'd expect another loan, but his long-term future is definitely not at Liverpool, which is a shame, like I say, because a lot of these youngsters that get signed and leave and don't play a game have a lot of potential. The next guy we will be talking about, for me, was a pointless signing at the time by Brendan Rodgers. He didn't add anything to the squad. He didn't really play. He's never really played for Liverpool. Mignolet's always been in his way. Now he's got Karius in his way, and obviously last season he went on loan. Obviously, that's the whole point of the video. This is Adam Bogdan. 17 appearances in all competitions last season for Wigan. He played all right at the start of the season. It looked like he had a very positive loan spell, except for that casual, blunder, complete mess up he had in the game against Norwich. He might as well just sat down and gone, had a cup of tea or something. I don't know what he was doing. Rolled the ball out to his defender, and the guy played it back, and he was in a land of his own, and got dispersed. I think it was by Josh Murphy, who slotted it in the back of the net. His loan at the start was really good, some decent performances. 17 appearances, 19 goals conceded, 6 clean sheets is solid for the lad. But unfortunately, as some of you may know, he got injured, and he did a pretty bad one. He did his ACL, his anterior cruciate ligament, and that's put him out of action for about 9 months. He should be back about late August time is what I've heard, which is a shame. But like I said at the start, I honestly think it was pointless signing. I think he should be sold. Obviously, he's never going to play. Karius, Mignolet are in front of him, and I even think Danny Ward is a hell of a lot better than him. But unfortunately, at the time, as you all know, that was the type of players we were bringing in. A lot of mediocre players we were bringing in at the time. Thankfully, some of them gone. And we're coming back to a better spell in Liverpool. We've got some very, very good young academy players coming through. But yeah, in terms of Adam Bogdan, never ever in a million years is he getting into the Liverpool squad from now on. And I don't expect him to be sold right this moment. I expect Liverpool, if they had any decency, to wait until he gets over his injury, because nobody's going to want to buy him whilst he's been out. Whilst he's injured, done his ACL. Nobody in their right mind would want to buy him. But yeah, I'd expect him, after he gets over his ACL, to sell him, if not another loan, and then a sale at the end of next season. Because even though we need good competition in goalkeepers and plenty of goalkeepers, so we've got good options, he's not Liverpool standard. Everybody knows that. He's nowhere near Liverpool standard. I don't even think he'd get in Liverpool reserves. He's not even. There's some academy players who are a hell of a lot better than him. So yeah, like I said, guys, I expect him to be sold. Hopefully he will do after he gets over his his injury, of course. So, guys, the next guy I'm going to talk about is Danny Ward. He's probably out of all the 16 learnees for last season. He's had the best season of all. He played 46 games for Huddersfield in the Championship, got him promoted. Yes, he had the odd mistake or two, but no goalkeeper's perfect. And it's genuinely nice to see a British goalkeeper, a young lad, play regularly for the club, and he's the best by far out of all the young lads we've got. We sent on loan, the best, absolutely. He saved 2 consecutive penalty shootouts. He was a hero in them. He saved the penalty in the final, the playoff. He's the one player out of the lot, out of all the learnees, that I genuinely think could come back and challenge for a first team spot. Other than Mamadou Sakho, of course, I genuinely think Mamadou Sakho would walk straight into the Liverpool first team. I don't think Lovren's good enough, but that's for another video and another time. But yeah, I genuinely think he's miles ahead of Mignolet. I'm going to get a lot of stick for this, but I'd happily play Danny Ward above Mignolet and above Karius. Even though Mignolet has had a few good appearances at the end of last season, the back end of last season, he was incredible. He saved us on a few occasions, but Danny Ward, honestly, I genuinely think in the 2 or 3 years he'll be Liverpool's number one, without a doubt. And I'll be very, very shocked if Liverpool sell him. And I hope they don't. I honestly hope they don't, because he's a talent. He's a top talent. And in a goalkeeper, we haven't had that in recent years. For his future at Liverpool, he's come out and said he wants to go back on loan to Huddersfield for the coming season. Obviously, Huddersfield got promoted, so it'd be great to see him get Premier League football. He's undoubtedly be the number one. No offence to the other goalkeepers, but they're not on the same level as he is. I'm making him sound like a world beater and insane, better than Manuel Neuer, but I genuinely think he's a top class goalkeeper. And for Liverpool to have someone like him on my books is brilliant. It's brilliant for the future of Liverpool. Like I said, he stated he wants to go on loan to Huddersfield next season in the Premier League. And to play week in, week out in the Premier League is going to serve him a lot better. A lot better than sitting on the bench for Liverpool or being in the reserves for Liverpool. Even he's come out and said the same thing. I genuinely hope he goes on loan to Liverpool, from Liverpool, to Huddersfield, because it'll do him the world of good. But for now, guys, this is the end of the video. I've done the first 4 players of the 16 on loan. The other videos will be coming out in due time. If you want to check those videos out when they come, don't forget to subscribe. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you agree the 4 players that I've mentioned? Do you think they'll be competing for a place next season? Do you think they'll go on loan, or do you think they'll be sold? Let me know, because this is a conversation, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video.